I'm Drew.
I'm Tony.
And this is Back for Our Future, but this is a very special episode. We say that a lot, but this is legitimately a special. This is the bracket of brackets. If you listen to our previous, I was going to say, if you listen to our previous episode, we presented one of the most comprehensively awful lists that's ever existed, in my opinion. It's not that bad, but we did present. We presented a Christmas list that we thought was hilariously odd, and now we're back with what I would argue is the greatest Christmas movie bracket in the history of Christmas movie brackets. And with me, as always, is Tony.
What's up? Hey, the only thing about that bracket, the only thing I thought you might have an argument about was the fact that Christmas with the Cranks isn't on it, and that was about.
I saw that,
and that was about it. Otherwise, I thought it was pretty on par.
Yeah, I mean, and for me, if I was going to do it, the war that I would have when we get to this, and I'll talk about it, but there's one spot
I'm sure
that would be a really interesting Tim Allen off.
That's true. It'll be good. It'll be fun. We can dive right into it, man. It'll be great.
Yeah, and just in case, I mean, not that we know it's Christmas, right? But just also, Merry Christmas. It is Christmas Eve, or whenever you listen to this, but it's Christmas Eve, and hope you're having a great Christmas Eve.
Yeah, and Merry Christmas to everybody, and of course, Happy New Year, when we get to that as well. But we won't be on before New Year's, so we're here Christmas Eve. Hopefully you're listening Christmas Eve, because we try to put together a fun Christmas Eve show for you. So hopefully you're listening to it around Christmas time and having a great time and enjoying your beverage of choice while you listen to two idiots talk about Christmas movie brackets.
All right, well, let's jump into the brackets. This is your world of sports, you know? So I'll let you lead the charge, and I will defend my position vehemently.
Let's do it. So obviously we're going to be picking between two movies each round until we get down to the final movie. And there's only two of us, so we've enlisted the help of a third person to break ties. She's not on the show. She doesn't really like to come on the show, but she has given me all her picks and any possibilities of ones that might stray from what she had picked. So my mom, Vicky Nick-Najati, is going to be the tiebreaker, and we'll give her picks as well. So there's three of us total making picks on this. And so we hope you enjoy the holiday movie, Christmas bracket. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yep.
Holiday madness.
Holiday madness. That's great.
And the first round matchup is two classic movies, It's a Wonderful Life versus White Christmas.
Now, I'm going to say this out of the gate. I feel like it's a very strong movie, though both have a great traditional presence. I still feel like dollar for dollar, day for day, the winner has to go to It's a Wonderful Life. It's still on TV. It's still played.
Yeah.
It's played as a tradition. It's never not played.
No, absolutely. I mean, and you get White Christmas. I think that usually comes on like AMC quite a bit still. But yeah, I mean, It's a Wonderful Life is always shown on NBC, usually 2 times or so before Christmas Eve. I mean, it's a classic. People expect to see it on network television. And I mean, It's a Wonderful Life would be my choice as well. And when I look on here, 3-0, It's a Wonderful Life, because Mom picked that one as well. So,
wow.
That one is unanimous, and I kind of felt like it might be, but still, White Christmas. Listen, there are no bad movies on this list.
No, this list is so good.
I want to get that straight right now, because there's always somebody who's going to get hurt by the fact that their movie gets eliminated. And I want to be very clear. We don't hate any of the movies on the list. So
no.
We like them all in some way, shape, or form. Some of them we like a little bit more than others, of course. But that doesn't mean we don't like them. We're just trying to get down to the the Christmas movie. So that just for fun, we're just having a good time. So that matchup, which now is It's a Wonderful Life, will go up against the winner of this next matchup, which is
I,
A Christmas Story versus Scrooged.
I mean, dude, there are several matchups on this bracket that are brutal, and they're directly across from each other, and this is the other one that's so brutal to me. This is brutal.
It's tough because you've got arguably my favorite Christmas movie, being A Christmas Story, going up against arguably one of my favorite actors of all time, Bill Murray. And while it's not necessarily my very favorite Bill Murray film of all time, it's a darn good one, of course.
Good gravy.
And of course, this big Christmas film that he made. So it's a tough one. What do you have?
So I go back and forth because look, so from a family standpoint, in my current household, wife and 2 kids, my wife's favorite Christmas movie is Scrooged. That's her favorite. But this year, I'm just going to say, forget her. She loses. A Christmas Story and a sweep. She's out. She's going to be really mad at me on this episode because a lot of her movies are going to go down. I have a feeling. But that one, in all fairness, A Christmas Story is. So here's how I'm going to evaluate my statement. Scrooged, I will watch one time, but A Christmas Story runs for 24 hours, and I will literally let it keep going. Like, it just doesn't bother me. It's Weezer's Blue Album. It's just near perfection. So, I have to go with A Christmas Story. I don't have a choice.
I mean, it's hard for me to sit here and with a straight face say that I would pick Scrooged over A Christmas Story. I mean, I've been to the Christmas Story house about 5 times in Cleveland. I have Christmas Story house stuff everywhere, so it's a no-brainer. I'm going to pick A Christmas Story, and I see that that's a sweep as well. Mom also as well. So.
Yeah, but that's a big loss in terms of like Scrooged. Scrooge could have gotten a little further if anywhere else in this bracket. It could have gotten.
And it was funny because Scrooge didn't actually make that list that we were talking about on the last. Well, it didn't make the top 25. It makes it if you go deeper into the list, but it wasn't in the top 25 of that list that we presented last episode. So that was that was one of the ones that we got some notes about as well. Yeah. And Scrooge is a classic. So now we're out of that little pod and we're into the next little pod, and we got a big matchup right away. A Muppet Christmas Carol versus Home Alone.
Yeah, this one's tough too.
Tough.
It is tough. Reason why is you posted that meme recently. Tony sent out this picture. I don't know if it made it onto the page or not, but he sent this great picture of Michael Caine and how he is just so dadgum serious in that movie. And it made me laugh because that's what makes the movie enjoyable. And here's why I would even bring it up as being a really strong contender here. Out of all, look, we all get the Three Ghosts of Christmas. We've seen it multiple times. It's happened a lot. But of those, my favorite turn in cinema is seeing Michael Caine make this shift, because he is so stone-faced throughout. And Bill Murray's great. He's funny. But this is like that very serious, emotional, and the Muppets are the comedy. However, Home Alone is the movie that next to Scrooge being my wife's favorite, Home Alone is my kid's favorite. I'm not kidding you. Since our last episode, my kids have watched it almost every single day. I hear the music in the background, right? Yeah. And I know it's Home Alone 1 because I can tell by the soundtrack. And I have to think about, so I'm gonna have to go with Home Alone on this one. I think at the end of the day, I love a Muppet Christmas Carol, but Home Alone takes the cake.
So one thing I should have prefaced this whole thing by saying is, on this list, as far as this bracket, people will understand it as soon as we reveal them all. There are no sequels, and there are no reboots. There's just one movie of each one. So I just want to be very clear, because Home Alone 2, I know a lot of people love Home Alone 2. Some people even like it more than the first one, because I even dated a girl who did that. And so that's great. But Home Alone 2 is not part of it. So if you want to include Home Alone 2 as part of, as the sequels are kind of all together, that's fine. But however it gets voted on. But, listen, everybody pretty much knows that I'm a huge Muppet fan. Like that's they're kind of my thing. But I gotta go Home Alone here because I watched that at Christmas time way more than I watched Muppet Christmas Carol. Just the
Same.
reality of it. So yeah, I'll go Home Alone as well, and I see that there was a sweep on that one as well because Home Alone. My mom, who by the way uh, runs a puppet ministry.
Yeah, she's a puppeteer.
She's a puppet,
So
and still picked. And the Muppets are like her all-time favorites as well. She picked Home Alone as well for the exact same reasons we're doing it. So that movie will go up against the winner of this next one, which is quite a matchup because it's two movies that are very different from each other in a lot of ways, but similar in certain ways as well. But that would be the Santa Claus, the Tim Allen movie, versus Love Actually, which is probably one of the great romantic comedy Christmas movies of all time.
yeah, this is an interesting matchup for me because there's a lot of nostalgia that goes to a Santa Claus, and then there's a lot of like connection to Love Actually. And so I'm actually going to throw a little bit of a curve, and I'm going to say Love Actually on this. And the reason why is although Santa Claus came out, and we've discussed some things about it. Love Actually is the movie that I would prefer to watch. Like if you're saying, hey, if we're sitting down and we're like, hey, we're going to watch one of these two movies, although I enjoy a Santa Claus, I've seen it so much.
Yeah.
Love Actually is going to stand out a little bit more as being like, hey, this is a good moment to feel something. So I'm going with Love Actually as my pick in this slot.
No, it's a good reason. I mean, I hate to say it's an underrated movie because tons of people like it. It's a very popular film that did very well. So, but I feel like around Christmas time, it's still a little bit underrated as far as when you talk about the Christmas movies. But it is quite good, and you know, I had a tough time on this one. This
Yeah.
was a this was a tough one for me. Um, I felt like movie to movie, they're pretty similar. I mean, as far as like me liking them, and I yeah, but I would have to say that I will choose Love Actually as well.
Okay.
This one as well, just because nothing against Santa Claus, because I think it's a classic. As a matter of fact, I remember sitting in Carmike 10 watching that movie with my family, thinking the same thing I thought when I watched Groundhog Day. That this is a classic movie from the start, and it has been.
Yep.
So it's shown a lot. They show the trilogy on Freeform all the time, and it's a great film. I'm going Love Actually. Mom went Santa Claus on this one,
Oh, there we go. Okay.
so we'll put Love Actually into the next rounds where it has a tough matchup against Home Alone, but we'll get to that in a bit. So that finishes up one half the bracket. We go to the next half and immediately have classic versus classic.
Yep.
Miracle on 34th Street, the original, versus Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
It is really tough, and there's a look. My mom loves both these movies. So growing up, I remember my mom sitting me down to show me Rudolph, and we know my memory is not the greatest, and I remember my mom sitting me down and we watched Miracle on 34th Street, and I know that they're both classics on that side of it. Though this is one of those where my current status of life, of having kiddos, is although I've seen Rudolph considerably more than Miracle, I have to go with Rudolph just because of the joy of seeing my kids and singing the song with them. I don't necessarily, I can't say that it's a superior movie just because because it's not. At the end of the day, Miracle 34th Street is a much better made movie, but I have to go with Rudolph because I feel like it's just got the edge. And it's one of our only character. We don't have a lot of character films in this, so it's one of our only Christmas character films. I'm going with Rudolph all the way.
That's a good one. Yeah, I mean, again, another classic. I think it was on CBS just like one night
Yeah.
ago. Yeah, I mean, it'll be on there again before we get to Christmas. I mean, it's shown again, another one that's shown all the time on network television, which tells you that that's immediately one of the all-time classics. And yeah, I mean, it's Rudolph's awesome. Miracle on 34th Street, amazing movie. Obviously, has been um, rebooted and stuff like that over the years and redone. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Rudolph as well. In this, for a lot of the same reasons you just mentioned. Um,
Yeah.
Classic character. We don't have a lot of those character movies, and I know I when I open up her bracket here, it is I figured Miracle on 34th Street for my mom
Yeah. Yeah.
favorites, but Rudolph goes to the next round, and it will it's gonna
This is
have
brutal.
it's gonna have an uphill climb, getting out of that second round because the next matchup is Christmas Vacation. Yes, National Lampoon's Chevy Chase's Christmas Vacation, one of the heavyweights in this bracket, versus the non-traditional Christmas movie that has everybody in their controversy every year. At least for like the last 5 years, I feel like this is where this started. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
this was never a thing for like decades. This has only been a thing for like the last few years. But Die Hard, Christmas
Oh
Vacation,
God.
Die Hard.
The fact that you have Christmas Vacation versus Die Hard in this bracket is the one that's just even my coworker is listening to us and he just like, oh, he's even crazy. This is the hardest choice you would ever have to make. So it comes down to a lot of arguments, and my pitch is very straightforward and simple. In my statement that I'll stand behind until I'm done is that I love Christmas Vacation. I think it's brilliant, but I got to be honest with you. Die Hard as a movie changed the landscape of film because there weren't a lot of movies like this. In fact, there were none like this. It changed the landscape of film. It's set at Christmas time. It ends up having a Christmas message. And most importantly, you have Alan Rickman saying, ho, 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 now I have a gun.
Right.
That's all I needed. So Die Hard for me, 100%. It's not, and listen, Christmas Vacation has way more quotable lines day in and day out.
I don't know.
And
You think so? Way more quotable than Die Hard?
I mean, I probably say shitter's full more than anybody.
Yeah. There's a lot more, comedic lines in Christmas Vacation, of course, but Die Hard's pretty quotable.
No, it does. Some of them you can't say in public. Right. Like you can't say yippee-ki-yay, don't finish the sentence. You can't do that one. Yeah. I have to go with Die Hard for me.
All right, so my argument here is going to be, and I feel like if a movie's set at Christmas time, it can be argued that it's a Christmas movie. I don't really care about that. It doesn't really. I've never gotten into this argument. Like I don't really care. Because I've always been like, yeah, it's a Christmas party, and there's a lot of Christmas themes. You hear Christmas music. So you meant it to be like that. Here's the argument against it being a true blue Christmas movie. Since you gave the other argument, I'll give the other side of it. The movie came out in July.
Right.
Okay. This movie was released in July originally, which meant that its own distributor and studio did not think of this movie as a Christmas movie.
Right.
People that created the film did not think of it as a Christmas movie. So that tells me everything I need to know. I'm going with Christmas Vacation because that is a Christmas movie. So I'm gonna go Christmas Vacation. I'll be shocked if my mom picked She did not pick Die Hard. She picked Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, I didn't figure she would pick Die Hard. I didn't.
She loves Die Hard. She's seen a bunch. She's seen all of them. And she's seen most of it. But I love Die Hard, and for a lot of the same reasons you do. Don't get me wrong. It's an action classic, one of the all-time great films that's ever been made, and Bruce Willis is one of my favorites. And the list is endless, and is extremely quotable, and it's got some of the best some of the best actors in it. And the director of PCU was in Die Hard,
right?
I mean, it's like it's a great film. But Christmas Vacation's like something different. It's
I get it. I get it. That's why I said it's a brutal. Those are two of my all time favorite Christmas movies
yeah,
up
and
against each other in the first round.
gotten through. Anywhere
Yeah.
else, almost anywhere else, maybe in certain spots. But yeah, I mean, it could have gotten through. But um, you know, that's the way it goes. We got another tough matchup coming up here
Hmm.
because we got A Nightmare Before Christmas versus How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey version.
Oh, it is the Jim Carrey version.
Jim Carrey version. Yeah, they didn't go with the original because it's not. The original is a short, essentially.
Yep.
So
Yep.
they went. So it's more of the full length movie. So they went with the Jim
Mm.
Carrey. So it's Jim Carrey's version of How the Grinch Stole Christmas versus A Nightmare Before Christmas. It's a
Man,
good.
this one, that's a good matchup. It's hard for me because I did not care for The Nightmare Before Christmas when it came out. It was not
Okay.
my movie. Was it released at Christmas time?
Yeah, like it middled that
Okay.
area of Halloween and Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So it was not my favorite when it first came out until my kids like, and when I hear those songs, I can hear especially my youngest Pearl. I can hear Pearl singing it in her like little kid voice. It's not not perfect words coming out of her mouth. She's not Chris Tucker. Um, it, that's a deep cut joke for probably only me, Tony, and Richard get that one, but that's all right. However, the Jim Carrey Grinch was one that I felt like if any human being on earth was made for a role,
It's good.
it was Jim Carrey in this role.
Yeah, he's great.
And so as much as it's a difficult thing for me to do, I have to go with Jim Carrey because I feel like that movie, if I go back to what I would enjoy the most watching
Yeah.
on a regular basis, I have to go with Grinch in this case.
Yeah, it's such a wonderful film. I mean, like Ron Howard did such a great job on this film, and of course, he's a lot of classic people involved. I mean, and of course, Ron Howard and Jim Carrey, and it's just the cast is loaded, and Jeffrey Tambor's in it. I mean, it's really cool, and I love the world that I love the production design. I love the world that they built.
Yep.
We hadn't seen anything like it when it came out because they never
Right.
done a live action Grinch, and so to see this put in a live action setting with real live production design, and it was neat. And I remember how I felt when I saw that film in theaters, and just being pretty blown away by it. And so I love Nightmare Before Christmas. I love that film, I really do. But I got to go with Grinch in this setting. So it's kind of like Christmas Vacation, Die Hard for me. In this setting, because of what I know about the films and what the filmmakers thought of them when they released them,
Yeah.
I got to go with Grinch, and I'm gonna be shocked if my mom didn't pick Grinch, and she picked the Grinch.
There we
She
go.
loves the Grinch. So yeah. So there you go. That movie will be going up against the winner of the next matchup, which is Elf versus Polar Express.
Now, I could go on a big diatribe, but I did that last episode. So my answer is straightforward. It's Elf. I'm not a fan of Polar Express. I've said this before. I just don't like that movie. It is just not my jam. It is not hot, hot, hot for those that understand the joke. I'm going with Elf 1000%. Quick answer. Easy win.
So, yeah, listen, I like Polar Express, obviously better than you do. But Elf is talking about quotable movies, man.
Yep.
Elf is loaded with quotes, and this movie for me, every time I watch it, I'm amazed by the cast. The cast is so well put together by Jon
Yep.
Favreau. Favreau did a great job putting together this cast. You would never expect some of these people to be in a movie together.
Right.
Like Will Ferrell working against James Caan
Yeah.
is probably one of the most genius casting ideas of all time. It's
Yep.
really underrated if you really, really, really know these two actors and their catalogs, and just the way James Caan is like that. You can just imagine these two working on set together and just driving each other crazy. And then you throw in, Bob Newhart, who is one of the greatest comedic actors of all time.
Yep.
And I just love Elf and what it brings to the table and just the quotes and the passion and everything else that comes along with it. So I got to go with Elf myself. I'll look at Mom's here because I know last night she just went downtown to go see the Polar Express. So I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
Have that. Yeah, she does. She has Polar Express, but we got her beat 2-1. Elf moves on. So that does it for the first round, where we picked It's a Wonderful Life, Christmas Story, Home Alone, Love Actually, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Christmas Vacation, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and Elf. This is going to be a pretty tough second round coming up.
This is going to be brutal. Absolutely brutal.
And let's start it off. So, first matchup, right out of the gate, second round, two absolute heavyweights that could have won this bracket, could win this whole thing easily. It's a Wonderful Life versus A Christmas Story. Good luck.
Yeah, so I can only say this. I mean, if I think of iconic Christmas movies, It's a Wonderful Life is one, and the very next one out of my mouth in any order would be A Christmas Story. There's no way around it. So the fact that these two are going head to head, I mean, as you said, the heavyweights of heavyweights.
Yeah.
However, in this, for my deciding factor, although longevity is behind It's a Wonderful Life for the numbers of years it's been on TV and run in tradition, I'm making way for a new tradition because A Christmas Story is going to take the cake. The fact that it has been run 24 hours for almost, I think, 10 years. Ludicrous. Longer than that. Longer. Okay, well, it's longer.
Way longer.
Christmas Story.
Almost 30 years.
My coworker just wrote Christmas Story for life on his whiteboard, hearing our comments. Yeah, I am 100% A Christmas Story. I love It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
It's classic, but you can't touch A Christmas Story.
Yeah. Look, I mean, these are two big boffo heavyweights in the Christmas movie landscape. I mean, they're about as big as it gets. Everybody, at least, even if they're not huge fans of these movies, I'll run across people that maybe don't like one of them or something like that for whatever reason. They still mention them. They still talk about them, and for that reason, I mean, it's you have no wrong answers anywhere in this bracket. But I gotta go. I mean, listen, A Christmas Story is A Christmas Story. Okay, I have an advent calendar over here,
right?
For A Christmas Story, I gotta go A Christmas Story. It's just for me. I will watch the film 20 times around Christmas time, and like you said, I keep the marathon on the entire run, and then I have the West Coast channels as well, so I can enjoy like another 4 hours of it on the back end. So I get like more like a 28 hours of A Christmas Story,
right?
And I love it. So to me, it's just the quintessential Christmas viewing. I'm going to Christmas Story. You went A Christmas Story, so we've already got A Christmas Story into the next round. Mom went with Wonderful Life, which is one of her. She likes both these movies, by the way. Actually, she's doing Christmas Story advent calendar right now. As a matter of fact, when I asked her to put together this bracket and I handed it to her, she was doing a Christmas Story advent calendar at the time. But
love it.
She did pick It's a Wonderful Life, but we're going to put Christmas Story into the third round, where it will have a very interesting matchup between Home Alone and Love Actually, and they're two very different films.
Yeah, this is an interesting. It's an interesting dichotomy between two different tales, right? You have a family friendly. I mean, not that Love Actually is that bad, but like you have a family friendly, very kid centric versus romantic comedy vibe. I think at the end of the day, if I look at it from purely an enjoyment standpoint, I actually probably like Love Actually a little bit more. However, when I start looking at it in terms of like the meaning of Christmas and this feeling you get and the miracles and there's just one component, and it's an actor that's only in Home Alone, and his name is John Candy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because of that reason, John Candy carries Home Alone across the finish line into the next bracket for me.
John Candy shot one day on Home Alone.
Yep.
He shot all his scenes in one day. That day lasted 23 hours.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, they shot one 23-hour day on that. I know the first AD from Home Alone. He's a kind of a guy out of Chicago, and so and I've worked with him a couple times, and he's told me stories about that film. But John Candy, one day they got him for one day.
Crazy.
So anything you see John Candy in that movie, where he starts out in the airport, and then they're in the rental truck, all that stuff got shot in one day. So that's pretty cool. Home Alone versus Love Actually is a tough matchup, but I gotta go Home Alone. And you have John Candy. My deciding guy is Daniel Stern.
Right.
Who I just think I think the world of him, and I really do love that guy, and he's so marvelous in this movie. Marv is so marvelous in this film.
Marv is marvelous. Yeah.
Guy. So I'm going Home Alone. Mom has Home Alone. So there you go. So Home Alone goes to the next round, as we all have that, and that sets up a big matchup between Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Chevy Chase's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Look, if we're putting Lampoons in, if it beats out My Precious Die Hard, which I have the Nakatomi Towers and it's Hans Gruber falling to his death every day as my Advent. If we're going to go down that path, then we're saying a Christmas, I have to keep, I say a Christmas Story, I have to keep Christmas Vacation in the spot, hands down. Why? Because I absolutely adore the movie. I think it's hilarious. I love Cousin Eddie. I love the squirrel. I love the cat. I love everything. I love the whole movie. I have literally been Chevy Chase at one point in my life where I'm plugging in the Christmas lights outside and they don't come on, and I've lived that. So Christmas Vacation completely takes the cake on that one for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, classic, no doubt about it. We've moved it on into the second round because it's a classic. But I got to go Christmas Vacation. It's just, to me, it's just so darn quotable. You can just sit there and just watch it anytime. You can watch it anytime. It doesn't matter. I don't have to watch it at Christmas time. I can watch it anytime. It's just a fun movie. And Mom also put Vacation through because she loves that movie as well. But so Vacation moves on. Next matchup is pretty big, and How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Jim Carrey's version versus Elf.
So here's what's great: you have two very animated comedian individuals with Jim Carrey and Will Ferrell, and they're both hilarious, and they're great leads, and they're both great leading men. But I'm going to take it down to this very factor. It's two words. Zooey Deschanel is so cute. She's so cute in Elf. She's so cute, so lovable, so beautiful. You cannot help if you are attracted to her. If you're not attracted to her, you cannot help but fall in love. Now, don't get me wrong. The little Q girl, whatever her name is, I can't remember her name, but the little Who girl is extremely cute, and she's precious. But she's not the cuteness. And we're talking about Zoe at the peak, straight banged, just absolutely Zoe's own world. So I have to in this case, if I'm going to push it through, I'm pushing it through based on the fact of Zoe Deschanel being one of the most beautiful, charming little characters to ever exist, or human beings, but as a character, just you fall in love with her.
You went a totally different way with that, and that's perfectly okay. You're allowed to do that. And that that being said, yeah, I mean, tough matchup for sure. Elf is so good. Mm. Elf is so good because of the dichotomy of those actors. It's. I didn't even mention Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
So, yeah. And as much as I like that movie, and as much as quotable as that film is, I remember I remember very vividly what I thought of Grinch as I was watching that film. And for me, I just got to go Grinch because not that it's necessarily a better movie, but to me, I just remember watching the screen thinking, I can't believe they put this together. I can't believe this is done. You know,
Right.
I think people, in this day and age with CG so much, and with everything being computer graphic, I think a lot of people take this stuff for granted. But
Sure.
that was a set put together by pure production design, and
Oh yeah.
it was just absolutely amazing. So I've got to go with Grinch on that one, but tough matchup because I think they're very different in a lot of ways, and it sets up a really, really, really tough Final Four. I will tell you that. I'd put this
Yeah.
Final Four up against any basketball Final Four in a
Yeah,
year.
for sure.
Pretty good.
For sure.
So let's get to it. The first matchup is A Christmas Story versus Home Alone. By the way, my mom had Grinch on that one, so.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I figured. You stated earlier that was one of her all-time movies, so I figured that was coming through the pipe.
It actually just broke the tie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she had Grinch on that one as well. Sorry. So let's go to the next round, and we'll start off with A Christmas Story versus Home Alone. And good luck. I'll let you have first.
Yeah,
word.
look. There are the thing about both these movies is throughout each one of these films there are very iconic scenes that burn into our memories forever, scenes that make us laugh, scenes that give us a feeling. There are scenes that stand out beyond other scenes. They've been mimicked, they've been copied, imitated, whatever you want to say. These two films are the epitome of quality filmmaking, very thoughtful production, great casting across the board in every shape, way, or form. I'd say that Home Alone has a little bit better cast than, say, A Christmas Story, based on just general talent. But I'm gonna pick what I think stands out the most to me, and I'm gonna say that it's not a hard choice. It's a fragile choice. And I have to stay with A Christmas Story for no other reason than I am that dad now. Yeah. I live that life.
Yeah.
And when I cuss the first time in front of my kids, I'll never forget it. That is just 100%. I can't change it. I just relate too much to that movie. I love it. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, I see that in you.
100%.
Language and stuff. I get that. This tough movie. It's a tough one, man, because they're different in a lot of ways, but they're similar in their charm. And I love Home Alone so much, and I kind of when I look at this part of the bracket, I'm thinking I kind of mix Home Alone and Home Alone 2 together.
Yep.
I'm kind of doing that, but I still think Christmas Story is just the best. I think it's the best, and so I gotta go Christmas Story on this one. Yeah.
Here we go.
And one of the things about that cast is like Darren McGavin as the old man.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
That guy's brilliant, and I know at one point it was written for Jack Nicholson, who would have obviously he's always brilliant. But Darren McGavin, that became kind of a defining role in a lot of ways for him over the
Yep.
as film went on, and obviously Kolchak is one of the all time great Darren McGavin roles. But
Yeah.
but you know, it is what it is, and I'm picking Christmas Story in that matchup, which sets up a true classic between Christmas Vacation and The Grinch
Yeah.
for the right to face Christmas Story in the final.
Yeah, this is interesting because there's.
By the way, my mom had Home Alone.
I figured she did. Yeah. This is an interesting scenario because I'm trying to not look at the other half of the bracket, knowing that A Christmas Story is sitting there. Because part of me is like, well, do we put a fantasy Christmas movie through here? Because that is part of Christmas. Part of the Christmas magic is the fantasy of it all, right?
Yep.
And by bringing Grinch through that, you're bringing some fantasy in. However, on the juxtaposition of that is I just really do enjoy at the end of the day. I just really enjoy Christmas Vacation. I just find it to be one of those movies that, again, since it came out, I have watched it every year. I cannot say that with Grinch. I honestly can't. I enjoy the Grinch and I appreciate it, especially to your point earlier. Like it is, I think it won an Oscar for its production design. I have to stay with what makes me feel Christmassy. And for whatever reason, Christmas Vacation feels more Christmas to me than the Grinch. And so I'm going to stay with Christmas Vacation on this push.
Yeah. So the last couple rounds, I've been saying how I felt in the theater as I was watching the Grinch. Watching this version of the Grinch, Jim Carrey in all his glory. I mean, at the time he was like still super hot in theaters,
Yep.
And so it was, and I love Ron Howard, and I love everything about the film. But at the same time, there's only maybe one or two movies on this bracket that I would say I felt the same way about as I was watching them in theaters, and Christmas Vacation is one of them. As I'm watching this film in theaters. And I saw it in Springdale. And I saw it at the Dollar Theater. And as I'm watching this movie, I thought to myself, this is a Christmas classic.
Yeah.
Same type of feeling. And for that reason, and the quoting, and how quotable it is with all those great cast members, I gotta go Christmas Vacation. And
I'm with you.
So we already put that one through anyway, but Mom would have Christmas Vacation.
She took Christmas Vacation as well. That's an interesting twist.
French, yeah. I was kind of shocked that she did. So
Wow.
Yep. Which sets up
the greatest battle in history, dude.
It's a good one. No doubt about it. So the final is Christmas Story versus Christmas Vacation. You get first vote.
This may be out of all of these. I thought the Die Hard Christmas Vacation was going to be a difficult one for me, but if you're telling me that my two choices for the greatest Christmas movie of all time come down to A Christmas Story or National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, I find myself in a very, very troubled situation. Very troubled.
They're probably the two most shown movies at this point. Like as far as cable TV and network TV, they probably get shown the most since they usually get marathoned, both of them.
Yeah.
So I mean,
it is very interesting. I think for the heart of Christmas, I will know this. I can say this, and I am going to default to absolute pure Christmas reasoning here, not story driven. I just mean it is Christmas Day.
Yeah.
It's Christmas Day in the Hall household. I then go to my in-laws' house. I then go to my parents' house because I have kids and we have to travel around. And I can tell you with fact that on every one of their televisions, aside from my dad's Fox News, aside from that guy, a Christmas Story is playing.
Okay.
In every house that I go to.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stay with it because I feel like and look, I think Christmas Vacation being second is perfect for this,
Yeah.
but A Christmas Story is by definition to me the perfect Christmas movie. I'm going with Christmas Story all the way through.
You get no argument from me. I mean, that's a great argument. What you just said and how you phrased it, and I mean, you're right. It's just so perfect on so many levels, and both films are great. They're very different, and they're similar in some ways too. Um, but I because they're both they both have the lovable dad character that is trying to
Yep.
make Christmas perfect, and
Yep.
in their own unique ways, right? And so I know that that's something you can relate to these days as well. And so I love both films, and I will watch both films till the day I die, no doubt about it. And I'll watch them quite a few times every year. But I got to go Christmas Story, and because I just think, and when I first saw it back in the day, I didn't necessarily run away from it thinking, man, this is going to be
Yep. Yep.
essential Christmas viewing, but it has become that, and
Yep.
I love that film so much. And my mother picked Christmas Vacation
Did she really? That is shocking
to
to
go
me.
all through. She picked Christmas Vacation, so she had Christmas Vacation in this spot, but we got her beat. So I wasn't sure which you were going to pick because I was like, well, she picks Christmas Vacation. Christmas Vacation's going to win, but we got Christmas Story, and she likes that one too. So
I think looking like if we take this list, what is our list? What is our top 10 list in reverse here? We know that Christmas Story is number 1, Christmas Vacations 2. What's our three? What's our list if we just did it roughly? If you just look at it real quick, it doesn't have to be
and
perfect, but just out of curiosity.
probably probably Home Alone or Grinch number 3
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah. So three or four,
Yeah,
interchangeable.
maybe Elf right there. It's a Wonderful Life maybe
Yeah, in the 6th slot, that's not
uh,
bad.
somewhere in there. Maybe Scrooged or Die Hard somewhere in that range.
Yeah, it's interesting because what you did when you found this particular bracket is I feel like you did a very good job of finding and building out something that represents what our discussion was last week. There's no
Right.
repeats, there's only originals. And what we're getting out of this is these are all movies that I would watch anytime during the holiday season. Like they're all worth watching during the holiday season. So to crown our winner being A Christmas Story is great because it's the one that I will watch it during the year, but I normally wait till Christmas Day. It's like a gift that I give myself every year. So I just think it's very poetic that it ends up in the number 1 seat. And and frankly, I think this entire list is like the 10 times better than the list we had fun with last week.
No, no doubt. I mean, it was. Yeah, I mean, I just felt like that list. Well, they used so many sequels, and they used. So, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know how Home Alone 3 got on the list to begin with. That was so odd.
Yeah.
I mean, Home Alone.
AI.
It's just bizarre. Yeah, AI exactly. I mean, it's like an A. It felt like it did kind of feel like an AI generated list, but I know that they actually did a poll for that list. So if I
Yeah.
hadn't seen the poll previous to that list, because I did, if I hadn't seen the poll previous to the list, I would have thought that was an AI generated list. You're right.
Yeah.
Uh, but maybe it still was. Maybe they decided not to, look at the poll results and just do the AI generated list. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, this is so much better, and talking about like all these movies as theatrical and things like that. I think these are the movies. I think these are the kind of the classics, and you can replace them with Christmas with the Cranks or something like that that might fit in there instead of what would you put that instead of Polar Express?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Polar Express would have made it in there. Yeah. And instead of Polar Express, yeah.
Cranks is on your top 3 or top 5, so
Yep. Yep.
um, it is a great film. It's a great movie too. But
Yeah.
yeah, it could have been on this list. I would have no problems with moving it through the bracket. But yeah, I mean that's and these are all traditional for the most part, except for Die Hard's in there. But
Yep.
the traditional Christmas movies, and I did want to go over some non-traditional ones. Uh,
Sure.
on this episode as well. We scratched the surface. We talked about two or three of them each. We my buddy Nathan Parker hit me up and said, "Hey, I'm glad you didn't talk too much about the non-traditional Christmas." Sorry, Nathan, we're gonna do more of it, okay? Because there's just certain ones I wanted to talk about that if you listen to last episode, there's like a little spot in there where I blank for like 2 seconds, 2 3 seconds, and that's because I was trying to think of like two movies that for whatever reason I didn't have written down, and then I had some reminders from some people this week because we got some mail, and I wanted to put together a more comprehensive list of movies. So I don't know if you want to go ahead and give out some more non-traditional ones, but I got a
No,
list.
hit yours up.
Okay.
I covered most of mine last week.
So I know you already threw out like Lethal Weapon and Die Hard, and so I mean I'm not going to put those on the back on the list because we had already talked about them. But I'm going to give 11 movies, 11 films, and you can talk about them as we finish them up. But 11 movies, and a couple of them were movies that I did throw out last week. I put them back on the list just to have a more comprehensive list. But I was starting from number 11 to number 1, and number 11 is The Long Kiss Goodnight.
Oh my God, I forgot that was a Christmas movie. What a classic.
Exactly. And that is
Ah,
about as quotable as it gets, you
yeah,
know. And
yeah.
that's Rennie Harlan in his prime, man. And he's
With
great with
with
Gina.
young Samuel Jackson, who
Phillips.
wasn't afraid to curse as much.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, great
that's
movie.
that's a great movie. It's not a good movie; it's a great movie, and that's
Yeah.
another one of those action films I love. Number 10, and this is a movie I saw at theaters. I saw Long Kiss Goodnight at theaters too, but um, was number 10 would be Office Christmas Party.
Oh yeah, I haven't
Jason,
seen that in a while, but yeah,
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 it's
it's fun.
funny, yeah. Number 9, I think you're forgetting about this movie because I know you love this movie. I know you like this one. Uh, Number 9, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh yeah, it's one of my all-time favorites. I almost said it last week, but didn't because it's been a minute since I've seen it. And I couldn't remember how far down the Christmas path it went. So I'm
Yeah,
glad you put it on there. It's one of my it's my favorite Shane Black film, and I'm a big Shane Black fan. Like I love Lethal Weapon, but Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is my favorite Shane Black film ever made.
yeah, it's great. It's a great film, and you get Val Kilmer and Robert Downey Jr. and it's those guys are absolutely
They're
amazing.
so, they're so good together. If you've never seen that movie, that should be a priority film for you.
Uh,
Priority.
Number 8, and I love this film, Krampus.
Oh, the horror movie. Interesting. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Krampus did really well too. Like it came out of the blue and it
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
it did really well.
yeah, it did great. And it's such a great cast, and it's a lot of fun. Um, Number 7, I did mention it last time. Trading Places.
Yep, classic.
That's just such a funny movie, and the cast is just unreal,
Yeah.
unbelievable cast, and you get just a really really memorable Christmas party that happens.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Um, Number 6, I don't know what propelled me to forget about this movie last episode and not mention it, but I had to come back to this entire topic for like two movies, and I just decided to throw 11 in here. But this movie, I couldn't believe I forgot it when we were talking about this. Batman Returns.
Oh yeah, you're right. Penguins, the time has come. It is
How can
absolute Christmas.
I have left this out? I don't know.
Yeah.
Favorite.
Yeah.
It's my favorite superhero film.
Right.
I don't know how I could have left it out, but I did. It's my
Yeah.
favorite Batman film. I don't know
Yeah.
how I left it out, but I did. So it is what it is. Sometimes when you're trying to remember all these non-traditional ones, you're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
that just happened at Christmas time. Yeah, it's one of those. But Batman Returns is amazing. I love that film.
Classic.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
Number 5, Bad Santa.
Yeah, Bad Santa's good. I almost brought it up last time. It's just one of those cautionary tale movies. Like if you are sensitive to language and other stuff, it is definitely a hard R. It is 100%. It's a pirate's favorite movie. R. But
Billy
classic. And look,
Bob Thornton's
Billy Bob Thornton's the best.
Yeah.
Dude, he's the best. He's the
Billy Bob
best.
Thornton. Get John Ritter,
Yep.
Bernie Mac, like all these great guys. A couple of them have passed on, and they were legends. So yeah, I mean that Bad Santa's awesome. I did bring up this one last time. Violent Night is pretty.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great film. I did bring up this one last time too, but I'm going to bring it up again because I don't think a lot of people realize that Bob Clark, the director of A Christmas Story, did not get his start, with movies that were lovable Christmas films and family-friendly movies. Like this dude did Porky's and this movie here, Black Christmas, which is a horror film.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean he's a great director, and Black Christmas is a great film, and you should definitely check it out. The original is the one I would check out.
Yeah, not the remake. Yeah, not the remake.
I do love Lacey Chabert. She's in one of the remakes, but that was she was good. But the original is the classic.
100%.
Number 2, and the first one's almost a quintessential Christmas viewing. You could have almost been on the bracket, to be real honest with you. Gremlins 1 and 2.
Yeah.
They both happen around times. The first one's definitely almost a Christmas movie, to be real honest with you.
Yep.
The whole thing takes Christmas time. And
I
mean, Gizmo is a gift at Christmas.
Yep.
So it's definitely there. Okay. So the next movie, I got a message. This is the number 1 film. I got a message from my brother who sent me a text. I don't know. Now, if he's sending me this, he means it, man. Because this guy,
right?
Listen, I love my brother, but he's got one of those things where he'll kind of like, you might ask him, he'd be like, I don't really care. That's all good. He's like kind of go with the flow, in a lot of ways sometimes. But when he sent me a message about this film directly, I was like, I knew I had messed up last episode. I don't know why I didn't mention it. It was one of the movies I blanked on. But his direct quote was, if Drew Hall gets Die Hard as a Christmas movie, then I sure as hell get Reindeer Games as a Christmas movie.
Oh my Lord.
And I said, I don't know how I left it out. But I did. Him and I saw this movie together here in St. Louis, and I took him. It was the whole point. It was just going to see this movie. We saw this film. I think we might have bought like $40 or $50 worth of concessions, and then watched this movie. And I absolutely, it's not a movie that people always put into their Christmas list by any means, but Reindeer Games starring Ben Affleck and Gary Sinise and Charlize Theron, and an absolutely amazing, incredible performance by the late Dennis Farina. This movie, absolutely a classic. It's a great movie. And,
it's been a while since I've seen it. It's been a while since I've seen that movie, but it kind of makes me want to rewatch it over the holiday.
Watch it, man. It's so good. I always watch this movie at least once or twice a year. So it's a great film, and there's nothing about Reindeer Games that I don't like. So said that. I said, Jeff, we're going back to the non-traditional movies next episode. I'll throw Reindeer Games in there for sure, without question. So that's for you, my buddy. And the non-traditional ones are fun.
Yeah, they are. Sometimes it's good to just mix it up. It's like, on the way to school and stuff, me and my kids will listen to Christmas songs, but for every like 3 Christmas songs, I switch it over to either Meshuggah or Gojira or some other metal crap. Some of my kids have to hear something just on the opposite of Christmas.
Yeah.
Fire and Damnation. We just listen to some metal because I need a break. Every once in a while, it's nice to have a break. But what's really cool is when, like on XM, they have Rockin' Christmas Channel, and every once in a while you'll hear. I heard the Misfits.
Oh yeah.
The Misfits did a cover of "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch." That's hilarious to me.
Yeah.
You know. So to be able to find that, so that's what I'm saying is like it's still Christmassy. It's just not necessarily the Misfits aren't necessarily a band you would expect to do a Christmas song.
Right. It's not so they're not. It's not like listening to a Frank Sinatra Christmas or something like that.
That's right. That's right.
Doesn't mean it's not
Or
good.
Mariah Carey.
Right. Or
Right.
Mariah.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah. Good bracket. Good list. Okay. Well, we will see and hear you all. You'll see and hear us in the new year. So in between now and then, we've given you a great list of movies over a year now, a year long's worth of movies. We ask that you sit down, maybe find something to watch. Christmas is, if you still need to stay in Christmas spirit, great. We've just given you a list of interesting movies you may have not seen, but also consider some of the old ones. I still think the movie that stands out the most out of all the ones we've talked about, and Tony is right on this one, is Jack the Bear. If you've not seen it, go try and find it. Watch that. Yeah. Get emotional.
Yeah.
Between now and New Year's.
Yeah.
We will be back in the beginning of the new year.
We're back at the beginning of the new year. And I can tell you what we're going to start with right now. It's going to be another tribute episode. And, because we lost Rob Reiner and we lost Peter Green. And we're going to talk about those guys. We got so much mail over Rob Reiner. We've never gotten that much. We've never gotten that much mail in the history of the show. We got like 35 or 40 pieces of mail just on that. I was like, wow.
Right.
So I guess movie shows are things that people like, which is great. We don't mind doing them. And we're going to do that one. And that's how we'll start out 2026. And we'll have a great time talking about those two guys because they were absolutely amazing artists. So look forward to that. And I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas. I hope everyone has a Happy New Year. I can't believe we've been around for a year and a half with this show, but that's exactly what we've done. And looking forward to many more. All right. Well, thank you guys and gals and folks very much. We will see you next year.